We're here at Amsterdam Whitney Gallery down in Chelsea, New York. We're with the owner, Ruthie Tucker. And Ruthie, could you tell our audience what can they expect to see tonight?
Well, welcome and thank you so much, Kristal, for featuring Amsterdam Whitney Gallery on the Kristal Hart Show, a primetime New York TV show. We thank you and we're honored. Amsterdam Whitney Gallery is located in the heart of Chelsea, and we feature national and international artists from the United States, from Canada, and around the world. We pride ourselves on the curation of the most elite and noteworthy and exciting art in the universe. And we are featuring and showcasing outstanding artists from many continents and all points of the world. And thank you very, very much for showcasing our wonderful artists. So we want to, if we may, start first with Mr. Paul Cody, who is an artist from the Northeast, from Rhode Island, who has outstanding museum caliber abstract art. May I introduce Mr. Paul Cody?
Paul, tell me now, what inspires you, your work?
The universe, space, the inner soul of the human being. It's just tend to be my methodology is very layered, very topographical, and I tend to work from the inside out. So at the end, it appears to be very sculptural. That painting is called Night Moves. It's actually one of a triptych, and it's really about a dreamscape. One evening I was in, obviously after the dreamscape, went down to my studio, and what I was trying to bring forth is the feeling I was having and the sensation I was feeling while I was having those dreams. The second one is called The Dissipation of Darkness, Happiness. In this case, as you can see with the black sphere is emulating away from the center of the piece, is happiness coming forward and out of the darkness.
This next one seems to have a little bit more light in it.
It does indeed. It's called Age of Innocence. And the pink hue or the cracking coming forward is basically what I'm trying to say is a rebirth. And we actually, as a human race right now, need a rebirth. Things have been a little rough lately, so it's my faith in the future.
And then to end, the last one?
Yes, and we then go back to the Dissipation of Darkness, and the pink and the white. This piece is Dissipation of Darkness, Love. And again, this is love coming forward, and again, the darkness dissipating away from it.
With us is Patricia Kay from Atlanta.
Well, my family's from Quebec, but I've lived in Atlanta most of my life.
And tell me a little bit about your work and the creative process.
Well, I'm a portrait photographer, so I started off just trying to capture the perfect image. And then, maybe 15 years ago, Corel Painter came in. And it's a program where you can go in and choose brushes, colors, shadows, all kinds of things. I have a magnetic board. So what I do is, after I have the image just the way I want it, and initially doing work in Photoshop, I take it into Corel Painter, choose my brushes, and paint in the computer digitally over the picture, and create a magical look so that hopefully when someone looks at it, they first think they're just seeing a painting and don't realize we started with a photograph. And we print them on canvas to further that look.
And what are your subjects? Is there a certain subject
that
you like to pick?
I have favorite subjects because I really respond to dancers and ballet dancers. Oh. Yeah, so a lot of my subjects are little ballerinas, but also some girls who've really committed a lot to it and want to capture, remember their skill and love of ballet. So a lot of dancers, and my other favorite is little children, and trying to children outdoors, trying to capture children in the beauty of nature, and just, I don't know, that connection between kids and the natural world around us. That beautiful little boy is my grandson, and so several years ago we were down on the beach. He lives in Panama City, that's Panama City Beach, and he was just standing there. He wasn't posing or anything, just looking out at the water. And when I'm working on my pictures, I do a lot of manipulation, but that little sailboat just happened to be there. in the perfect spot, and the sun is just setting over the water. I mean, it's all so perfect. You could just go on forever in trying to capture a little moment like that. But also because I love him, and I can see his little thoughts. He's standing there. I mean, I think it's a beautiful image because you wonder what he's thinking. But he's thinking something sweet. You know he's not angry.
There's another little boy over here.
This little boy was feeding the birds. And so I was out on the beach, and he was not a model or anything. He was just out there, and this beautiful arrangement of birds came to him. And interestingly enough, this image was used in a book, and the the graphic artist, I guess I'd say, straightened out his foot. He said to me, "Oh, we fixed your picture." And I said, "What do you mean you straightened out his foot?" Because that is the part of the big charm of it. It's just so completely natural that he's splashing in the water.
Just your luck, right?
Up to the birds. And naturally, you know, when you begin, all of my paintings begin with photographic images. And naturally, these are special, precious moments. It's not like every minute something like this happens. But, of course, then the painted aspect of it, I think, changes it to give it a magical quality.
With this now, Ted Martland. Now your work is hanging from the ceiling, is it?
Correct. Well, it's good for her because I don't take up any wall space.
I didn't think about that. Now tell me first. Tell me a little bit about yourself. I see all of these.
I'm wearing all of these because they asked me to bring my medals. I didn't know her husband was going to be here with his medals, so I guess I'm the medals guy.
Oh, you're the medals, and just tell me real quickly what.
Well, this is judo, state championship.
Okay.
And this is a French city, like the keys to the city. And that's the same thing. And this is Rotary, where I gave $1,000 for to get rid of polio.
Now,
so
let's get back to your work. Now, what inspired you?
Well, I think three-dimensionally. And I wanted to do something a little different. I really admired Calder's mobiles, but I wanted mine to be more movable, which they are. But I also liked simple shapes. And the fact that in order to get them to move, they're delicate, so I named them all after ladies.
What are some of the names?
Hey, I start with my mother-in-law, Tekla, and my daughter, Lisbeth, and my wife, obviously, Ingrid. So we go from there. And then, in fact, I have one in a named Ruthie that's in a library in Waterbury.
And then where do they usually hang at? I mean, what type of office or sort of outdoor rooms?
I like them best. Well, they'd be nice outdoors, except the high wind will blow them apart. But I like them best in the entry to a building. So that's where I have them in libraries, and that's where I have them in hotels. The Chamber of Commerce has one in their office, in the big conference room. And I like that best. I've sold a few, but I prefer to be in a nice place where a lot of people could see it, because I'm an old man, and that's the nearest to being beyond my life it's going to be.
What brought you into art?
Oh, I was originally an art teacher.
Oh, all right.
And then they made me a business manager because I could draw. So at Columbia, I'd go into a school and I could sketch out, because they didn't have drawings, I could sketch out the plan. And that started me off in administration, and you know, it went further than that. But I married the loveliest woman in all of God's world, who's the only trilingual Phi Beta Kappa woman, first grade teacher I ever met.
And you're in love with her.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. 60 years.
60 years, that's a long time. You get a medal for that.
Okay.
Thank you,
Carmen.
Ted.
You're lovely.
Thank you. But this is Robert Heyer. And first, what brought you to the Amsterdam Whitney Art Gallery?
I was solicited by the Duchess of Chelsea, Ruthie herself, Ruthie Tucker.
And tell us, you know, about your work, about your technique.
These are actually photographs. They start out as photographs that I took, and I do a lot of inversion, a lot of computer inversions with them, a lot of blending, a lot of color work, but they actually start out as photographs. This is a very good example of something that I would do. As you can see, it's very symmetrical. Here is a bike, and here is a bike, but the actual scene only had one bike. So I do a lot of inverting. I put it on the computer, do a lot of inverting, and as I said, blending, color work, and I take them from photographs that I took. So this was taken in a place called the Cinque Terre in Italy. This town is Monterosso, Italy. And obviously there was only one bike, but when you do the inversion, the entire concept changes, and now I have something that I call spires, because it looks like a spired cathedral, although it's just a back alley in Monterosso.
The other two are over there. Could you tell us about this closest one over here?
The closest one is a canal in Venice. When I took the photograph of a back canal in Venice, there was only one archway. So again, I did a lot of inverting, and now we have two archways, two windows, a lot of color work, also a lot of saturation. I depend on a lot of saturation. If you walk the canals of Venice, you're not going to see that kind of color, I promise you. It's a much older thing, but you can see the corroding and eroding stucco. And for me, that's manna from heaven. When I get corroding stucco, I'm in heaven. Some people love the Alps and they love the ocean. Put me in a place where there's corroding stucco and I'm in heaven. So that's true. I'm the only person I know who can walk through the back streets of Havana, Cuba and have a great time. And again, color work, and now it's printed out on gallery paper using pigmented ink. So the entire effect is to highly saturate what was once a traditional photograph. Now it's a highly saturated gallery print.
And the last one?
The last one is a wall on the island of Rhodes in Greece. It was, again, a corroding, condemned building. And I had to climb over a wall, which did not make the police very happy, but they saw my cameras and they left me alone. And there was only one window, the window on the right. And so I was able to, again, do a lot of inverting and a lot of color work. And now I have two color fields that come from a place that probably no longer exists because it was condemned and is no longer there. So it's a piece of history. There it is.
And what's next?
Well, all of these images are single photographs. They're all single photographs. And behind you, you saw in the book a couple of photographs where now I've combined two images. So I'm down in Estero, Florida, and I've noticed that the clouds in Estero remind me of the corroding stucco that I see in Europe. So I started taking pictures of the clouds, and I did inversions with the clouds, and inserting into the clouds, I've now put European architecture. So I'll take a cathedral from Lisbon and put it with the clouds. So I'm combining two photographs in one, which when you do that increases exponentially the difficulty of finding the right combination so you get something worth looking at. So now I'm doing double time, double duty.
My name is John Peters. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I am an oil painter. This is a piece called A Walk in the Woods. I tend to like fall colors. I tend to like what might be called expressive realism. You can always tell what I'm painting in the sense of realistic, but I like to express and not necessarily photorealism. I often put little surprises in my paintings. For example, in this painting, we have a man walking through the woods and he's got a dog, the dog's straining at the leash, and there's a little squirrel that the dog is chasing, but you don't see that right off, and that's one of the things I do. I like a painting that stands on its own as a decorative piece of art, but I like to have something a little cognitive in the picture. And fall colors are my specialty. I like impasto, which is the thicker paint in the ground, and I love stone walls. And I'm happy to be in New York and talking with you. If you're picking up anything that looks like glare, it's probably because I use varnish in my medium, which the human eye doesn't get offended by, but the camera tends to see glare. I put the varnish in because I like the little bit of shine. I like the permanence and hardness of a varnish. And my medium is 1/3 linseed oil, 1/3 Soluvar varnish, and 1/3 paint thinner. This is a kinetic sculpture, in other words, it moves. And the Rumpelstiltskin theme is taking ordinary things, in this case wood, and then you turn the crank and the magic machine turns the wood into dollar bills. I call the group of them, and this is only one of many I've made, money machines. And it turns ordinary things, straw, bits of wood, marbles, into money. It's the old Rumpelstiltskin fantasy of turning ordinary things into things of value.
My name is Jeff Sawicki. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I guess I'm inspired by nature lately and urban landscapes, the works of Edward Hopper, any realists really. That one is Zion, from Zion National Park, and one of my latest landscapes. I work with acrylic on canvas. I use the techniques of watercolor with also acrylic wash. It's done on canvas but painted horizontally rather than vertically. And I work from the photo. That is Yosemite National Park, and what I tried to capture there was the mist of the waterfall that you can't see towards the right behind the rear of the river. That one is a previous work. That's Green Lake, Wisconsin, when I was doing the houses and street scenes, things like that. Like I said, I recently switched subject matter to landscapes just to do something different. But that's a good example of the light that I like to try to capture in the urban landscapes that I do.
Amsterdam Whitney Gallery, International Fine Art, is proud to continue our international heritage and legacy by presenting a salute to Spain. And this wonderful Spanish artist continues the heritage and legacy and tradition of Spanish artists from Goya to Velázquez to Picasso. And we are honored to have Miss Pilar Caseiro from Spain, from Madrid, Spain, here, bringing some distinguished Spanish artists here to Amsterdam Whitney Gallery, which enhances our international reputation. And we're even doubly honored to have the Consul General of Spain here tonight at Amsterdam Whitney Gallery. Miss Pilar Caseiro, may we just ask you to say hola.
Oh, hello, hello.
And Mr. Consul General,
good evening.
and welcome again.
Yeah,
Thank you
very
so
happy
much.
to be here.
We're honored to have you all. And Miss Pilar Caseiro's carefully curated exhibition features and showcases wonderful artists like Mr. Angel Fute. And Angel, would you like to show your art?
This is my work to introduce my work in this gallery. It's a work in white colored and expressionist figure about the solitude of the humanity.
Hola, hello. I am Carmen Lopez Olivares. This is my works. Painting. I am painting and technique contemporary combination and baroque. I am very happy to estar aquí here in Gallery Amsterdam Gallery.
Hello, my name is Su, S-U,
with 2 dots on the U. So this is why we say Su and not Su. And I'm working with mixed media, with recycled items that I gathered in my environment. I'm from Quebec, Canada, and most of my themes are concerning social themes. And this artwork on the wall is childhood stigmas, which means that our childhood in the family was very suffering, like in many families. So I use, like you say, paper, acrylic, wires, and now I work on larger canvas, 20 by 20. I used to work on 36 by 48, but it's very hard to carry them. And my artwork on canvas are always 3-dimensional. It means that the main theme comes out of the canvas. This one is only 2 inches out of the canvas, but now it's about 6 or 8 inches popping out of the canvas. So I have a great, great, great pleasure to do it. I have a lot of imagination. My father was an architect. I think I got his artistic roots. I am very grateful to Mrs. Ruthie because she adopted me, and I'm very at ease here in Amsterdam Whitney Gallery.
All the way from Korea, we have Song, who's going to be doing some of the translating for us.
Hi, I'm actually Ju-Chul Kim's manager. He's from Korea, and then here is his wife. And then, yeah, we're going to introduce his painting about pointillism. Okay.
Well, first of all, I love the wardrobe. Is this traditional?
This is a really prestigious, Korean traditional clothing. This is very unique. This is really bright, and you can see the color, and this is really stylish. Yeah, this is really traditional. Yeah.
And could you ask him, or what inspires him, and what does he paint? It looks like there's a lot of bridges, a lot of landscape.
What he's trying to draw is you can see the bridge in every single his paintings. So bridge means like a bridge connected to different area. So it's a connection between like culture or like a like language or like land. So he's from Asian countries, so he wants to try connecting from the Asian culture or Asian style or Asian like history to the like Western culture like United States or European countries.
The different bridges, could you go through them that he's painted?
That's right. He traveled all around the world, so you can see the like Brooklyn Bridge or even European Bridge here. So he traveled a lot, and then he took a picture, and then when he moved back to Korea, and then he started drawing the paintings.
It looks like a lot of dots painting.
The reason he tried to draw like the pointillism, firstly he tried to draw like the God, the Jesus Christ. But no one actually see, the Jesus painting. So he tried to, try to hide his Jesus Christ face, and that's why he used the pointillism after that. And after that, he developed his own style, his own skill. That's why you can see this kind of stuff right now.
So we're going to take a look at all these bridges here.
That's right.
Thank you. Is this the Eiffel Tower over here?
Exactly. This is the Paris Eiffel Tower. So he went to Europe probably last year, right? So yeah, and then he took a picture, and then you can see it's a really great picture here. Yeah. This is a Brooklyn Bridge. It's located in the Manhattan. It's connected actually Manhattan and Brooklyn area. So you can see the sky, and then the East River, and then you can see the cruise just pass by the Brooklyn Bridge here.
And
after that.
Netherlands, Amsterdam.
That's the Amsterdam, Netherlands. So you can see the really Gothic style, the bridge over here. That's really nice one. The last one, everyone loves it. George Washington Bridge, connecting New York Manhattan area to the Yep.
So we have some Manhattan bridges. The first one over there.
This is the Luxembourg. So Luxembourg. Yeah. This one is the Carfel Bridge. It's located in Lucerne, Switzerland. This is actually the oldest wooden bridge in the world. So it's more than 500 years right now. So yeah, everyone loves to see that one when they visit Switzerland. Yeah, you gotta see that one. So.
Thank you. Thank you.